So you're a broke college student and you've heard about this idea of investing, and it seems really big and crazy and hard and complicated, but exciting. And I want to tell you that it's not as complicated or scary as you might think it is. And it's actually really easy to get into and to get started. And I'm not only going to tell you how to get started and how easy that is, but I'm going to tell you why you should get started. Because investing is one of the best things you could ever do for your life. If you want to set yourself up for success, if you want to plan for your future, then you should invest. Stick around and I'll tell you why. Now, before we get into the video, guys, please leave a like. Smash that like button. It really helps me out and promotes the video. Thanks. Now, we should get into why you should start investing. When you're working, you're getting that salary. You're getting that stream of income constantly and consistently. But what happens when you retire? Where is that money going to come from? That's something you have to think about. And what stocks enable you to do is either sell them off over periods of time or collect passive income from dividends. And what enables these stocks to really hold value is that these stocks grow over time and gain more value over time and gain more passive income over time. And why you should invest now is because as a young broke college student, even though you're broke, time is your biggest asset. Time will allow your investments, your stocks, your bonds, your ETFs, whatever you name it, your real estate, to grow. Okay, guys, I just want to show you the power of compound interest, okay? This is investing for 10 years at a 7% return rate annually, and this is contributing $400 every month, which is about $100 a week, which is very attainable, okay? And after 10 years, it's about $70K, and about a third of that is interest. And then if you go to 20 years, it's by adding more time, which as a student you have, it is now $200K, and over half of it is interest. Like over half of it is money that you didn't have to put in. Okay, and you go to 30 years, it's almost $500K. That's almost $500,000. And then you go to 40 years, and that's $1 million. 40 years of investing $100 every week is attainable for most people. Becoming a millionaire is attainable for most people. And that's the power of compound interest, and that is why you should invest. So investing makes sense, but how do you get started? When I was 18, I saw these YouTube videos. I read online about investing, and it just made sense to me too. And I was like, okay, as soon as I turn 18, I'm investing. And that's what I did. I walked to the bank and I opened up an investing account. But what I didn't realize is that these banks, they charge you $10 every time you buy or sell stocks. And if you buy $100 of stocks, it's going to cost you $20 just for those fees. You're going to need to make $20 or 20% just to break even. And that doesn't make sense, especially when you're a broke college student. So that's why I switched from these banks to Wealthsimple. Yeah, basically these banks are really, really behind. In the States, they have a bunch of commission-free trading apps like Webull, Public, Robinhood, and you don't have to go through those kinds of things. But in Canada, there is a commission-free trading app. It's called Wealthsimple Trade, and it allows you to buy stocks without any commissions. So every time you buy or sell a stock, $0. One thing you do have to know is that there's a 0.5% currency exchange fee. So every time you buy a US stock, you're going to have to pay that fee. But in terms of maximizing the amount of money you have, especially as a student, Wealthsimple Trade is the way to go with its commission-free trading. I am going to leave my referral link in the description. If you sign up with that link, you can get $10 off your first trade, free $10 when you buy stocks, or you can use my code, which I'll put here. I totally forgot to mention this, but when you open up a Wealthsimple account, you should open up a TFSA. A TFSA is a tax-free savings account. It's unique to Canada, and it's amazing because you don't have to pay any capital gains on the profits that you make. So definitely open up a TFSA when you make your Wealthsimple account. So now you know how to invest and where to invest, but what should you invest in? Now I suggest that you look into this yourself and you do your own research and you find out what suits you in terms of investing. But my favorite thing to invest in is ETFs. ETFs are like buying a basket of stocks. You buy one thing and you get a whole broad selection of companies with it. This is a great way to diversify, get into multiple sectors, reduce risk. And this is really good because as broke college students, we don't have the money to go out and buy a bunch of stocks. You know what I'm saying? Or like if you wanted a stock like Tesla, that thing is about $700 American right now. And that's a lot of money to have lying around. But you could just buy an ETF, which might be 20 or 30% Tesla, and it might be a lot cheaper than that. So that's a great way to go. And that's why I highly recommend looking into ETFs. My two personal favorite ETFs that you can find on Wealthsimple right now are VFV and HXQ. VFV is the S&P 500. It tracks the top 500 companies in the United States. And this is just a great way to get into the whole stock market as a whole and just ride the wave up, because typically it goes from 7 to 10% annually. That's averaged out. There's dips, it can go really low and it can go really high, but it's going to average out to that over the long term. And if you're thinking about the future, this is a really solid thing to go in. You could just invest your money in the S&P 500 and never think about investing ever again. Now, HXQ tracks the NASDAQ 100, which is primarily tech companies, which is why I really like the ETF. I just see tech as the future. I see a lot of growth potential in it. And as you know, during COVID, tech has just gone up a bunch. Anyways, guys, you can't go wrong with these two ETFs, and there's a whole bunch of other ETFs you could look into that cover a variety of things like real estate, if you want to dip your toes into that. And all of these are available on Wealthsimple. Wealthsimple has these nice categories. You can just scroll into the different categories like agriculture, pharmaceuticals, tech, and just find the stocks and ETFs you're interested in. You know how to buy stocks, you know what stocks to buy, but when should you buy them? Because as you know, the stock market goes up and it goes down. And you've heard buy the dip, buy low, sell high. But it's extremely hard to pinpoint when that low point is for stocks. In fact, it's pretty much impossible. If someone knew how to do that, they'd be super rich and we'd all be following their example. So I won't even try doing it. What you should do, however, is this thing called dollar cost averaging, because as you know, there's market volatility, but on average the market goes up. So if you put your money aside consistently, every week or every paycheck, just put a cut of your paycheck into the stock market, on average it's going to go up and you're going to do fine, and you're not going to have to worry about when you should buy it. And that, my friends, is how you invest in the stock market. And as you guys have learned, it's not that complicated and you can get started right now. I got that Wealthsimple code, that referral link, just click it and you can start investing right now. Do it, set yourself up for success. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to comment and I will do my absolute best to respond and get back to you. If you guys are more interested in this subject, I'm going to put a link to a video from Graham Stephan. I really like his content. He has some really good personal finance videos. You should definitely check it out. And I'm also going to put up my personal finance playlist. I'm still working on it, but hopefully as I start posting more and more, it's going to fill out and I'm going to have some really good content for you. And please leave a like, subscribe, trying to grow, and it really helps me out a lot. Thank you guys so much. Signing out.